Let's now hear from the African Transformation Movement's Communications Manager, Zama Ntshona. Thank you, Mr. Ntshona, for your time today. So you support Axed Police Commissioner Khehla Sitole. That's despite crime stats showing a marked increase, despite the July riots last year evidencing indisputable policing inadequacies, despite repeated bungles and the 4 months that have passed since President Cyril Ramaphosa asked Khehla Sitole to justify why he should remain in his position. So what is the basis of your support of him?
Thank you so much. Let me greet you and the viewers. Let me start by saying first, as the ATM, we have written to the Speaker of the National Assembly, persuading her that she considers the counsels of the Supreme Court. Remember that the Supreme Court of Appeal, she did counsel on the issue of the secret ballot. The context that we're raising this issue on is that President Ramaphosa, when placed on a balance, especially his decision-making, leaves a lot to be desired with. The Sixth administration has continuously plunged the country to a bottomless pit of nothingness. And truly, we are in a state of hopelessness. Be it corruption, unemployment, poverty, inequality, load shedding, we have been in this problematic position. Now, the decision of the general becomes very interesting given the fact that none of the accounting officers, in fact, I'm happy that you are actually quoting the expert panel report on the July unrest, because General Sitole is not the only individual fingered in that report. In fact, when you look at the chairperson of the National Security Council, who is the president himself, who under his command, that particular committee is non-functional. In fact, it was almost non-existent. All entail that should have been considered to prevent the 350 lives that were lost and the 50 billion rand which was lost to the economy of this country we couldn't intervene in that situation because of a non-existent president and all the other accounting officers. Now, this becomes very interesting.
I'm going to jump in there and ask you about that National Security Council, because you've pointedly brought it up. In fact, the expert panel on the July unrests also brought it up, saying that that panel had not, or council had not been sitting regularly. And then because of that, the information had not been processed at a strategic level. We all understand that completely, and there are lots of complexities around this National Security Council, among them positions that are not filled, people who are in those positions despite their credibility having been brought into question. But that panel, or that council, was also only instituted in March 2020 as the global pandemic broke out, and possibly that could be one of the reasons why they did not have regular sittings. But surely without that National Security Council there should still be strategic security and intelligence driven organizations that could prevent the July unrest and deal with it effectively.
The issue of security cannot be an issue that is postponed. You can't postpone the issue of security. If there are two things that any government is established to do, one of them is to secure the country, the other one is to improve the quality of life or longevity. Now, if you postpone your duty to protect, why are you in government? So we can't use, unfortunately, the issue of COVID-19 as a premise that is applaudable or acceptable for us to say we have abandoned security issues of this country because of COVID-19. That is a very lame excuse for us as a country. Security is important, and it is an every day and every minute. We cannot rest on matters of security, because anyone who takes an oath of office pledges to actually protect this country, and therefore we can't take that because of COVID-19. That particular committee, it should be acceptable that it never sat.
So we know that you are opposed to President Cyril Ramaphosa. You've asked for a vote of no confidence in him. Is this just another instance of being opposed to any decision he makes and using that in the media, or is there, what's the underlying politics of this decision with Khehla Sitole?
No, for us, it is not politics. For us, it is about saving South Africa. For us, it is not politics. For us, it is about salvaging the little that is left of our country. For us, it is not politicking. For us, truly, we just don't trust President Ramaphosa. This is at a very critical time. You would know that the conference of the ANC is on the doorstep. And we know, we have seen in the past how such strategic positions are used to further political ideals. So for us, it is about saving the country and looking at, is this decision advancing us as a country, or is this decision a decision to try and favor the other over the other? But tell me, the minister is also one of those people who should be accounting on the non-functionality of the directorate. Where is he? Is it because he supported the very president that the minister is, Cele is nowhere on the cards and nowhere near being fired?
I was about to ask you about Police Minister Cele and whether you agree with many of the commentators we've had on the channel this morning, who all say that Minister Cele should be on the chopping block next.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. There is no way that you can look at the July mayhem, you can look at the uncontrollable, or maybe let's start by saying the non-response to the uncontrollable GBV in this country, the heists that are happening in this country, the corruption that is in this country. You can't distance what is happening and say that the minister cannot account. The minister
Who would you
should
rather
be
have in his place?
Right now, credible individual who are knowledgeable of the space. You know, I was looking at the experience of General Sitole. It was interesting to see him joining the forces early as 1988 and his leadership. Somebody of that caliber. Let the people produce that they are worthy of the throne. And it is premature for us to be saying who should go. People must bring what is it that qualifies them to actually occupy that kind of a seat. And for us, we would be happy to have a knowledgeable individual, an individual who has been part of the force one way or the other, so that that individual may prioritize the state over party issues.
There is speculation, of course it remains speculation, that the reason the president has waited more than 4 months before this axing has actually gone ahead is because there is political support for Khehla Sitole within the ANC, and there is moreover speculation that the reason that he would possibly not fire Police Minister Cele is for the same reason, that in the light of the upcoming ANC elective conference in December, that he needs support within the party. Would you agree with that reasoning?
Though we cannot allow ourselves to be drawn into this the political spurts of within the ANC, we wouldn't put it past the individuals involved in that space. We have seen underhand tactics, we have seen things that are shocking to us, but we wouldn't want to commit to that kind of a narrative or choose one side over the other. But what is important for us, we need a ministry that is fully functional with people who are pledging support or allegiance to the country and not to frivolous political party ideals.